See it on screen, and I'm playing off of that, and I'm reacting to that.
Then, using 3D computer models aged to perfection and loaded with that library of Bradisms, animators could finesse Pitt's digital performance to make a perfect copy of the original. And to button it all up, they virtually stitched the digital head onto the actor's real body.
I felt pretty good, considering.
Brad Pitt may not be ready for the old folks' home yet.
Say hallelujah.
But being an armchair actor is something he says he could really get used to.
It's really quite freeing. I'd like to do all films that way.
CBS's Katie Couric reporting. Thanks for joining us this half hour. This is CBS News, up to the minute.
CBS News, experience you can trust.
Fresh front. A rocket attack from Lebanon threatens to widen the Mideast crisis. Flooding fears. Continued heavy rain causes mudslides and road closures in Washington state. And wicked winds. It's not just the rain. Fierce winds make for some wild rides in the Pacific Northwest. This is the CBS Morning News for Thursday, January 8th, 2009. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Michelle Miller. This morning, there's been an escalation of the violence in the Middle East, an old battleground threatening to become a new front, Lebanon. Rockets were fired into northern Israel from Lebanon this morning. Israeli forces returned fire. There's renewed fighting in Gaza after yesterday's brief truce to allow the delivery of humanitarian aid. Peace talks are scheduled today in Egypt, but last night, the UN Security Council failed to reach a ceasefire agreement. Charlie D'Agata is in London with more. Good morning, Charlie.
Good morning to you, Michelle. Yes, nobody was killed in the rocket attacks fired from Lebanon, but the real impact is the fear of Israel opening another front with a far more powerful enemy. Rockets fired from Lebanon threatened to widen the war in the Middle East. Israeli forces answered back quickly with artillery fire. The new attack came as Israel launched more than 60 airstrikes overnight against Hamas militants in Gaza, one of the heaviest assaults yet in the 13-day offensive. Nearly 700 people have been killed.
We don't want the civilians and innocent people to get injured.
Hamas continues to hit back too, launching more missiles into Israel and pledges to keep fighting until Israeli forces pull out of Gaza.
So they have to make the decision. Are they able to make an end for the occupation? This will solve the problem.
The rising death toll and suffering have deepened international outrage, increasing pressure to reach a permanent ceasefire.
I think we need to open the eyes of the world to the real crisis that's happening in Gaza. There's a lot of people who need to stop their fighting and understand that there is humanity here.
Israel has accepted in principle a French-Egyptian peace proposal backed by the U.S. Hamas is demanding an end to Israel's blockade of the Gaza Strip. But before any ceasefire can hold, Israel says these tunnels used to smuggle weapons from Egypt into Gaza must be shut down to guarantee Hamas will no longer have firepower to strike Israel. Israeli forces have concentrated their firepower in that region in southern Gaza in an attempt to destroy the Hamas tunnel network and dump leaflets overnight warning residents to leave the area. Michelle?
Charlie, has there been any progress in those peace talks?
Well, yesterday it appeared that there are great strides being made in those peace talks. French President Nicolas Sarkozy said that the Israelis were on board, but considering the onslaught that we witnessed overnight and Hamas' continued attacks in Israel, it appears that neither side seems willing to budge, at least at the moment. Michelle?
Oh, all right. Charlie D'Agata in London, thank you. President-elect Barack Obama will unveil some details of his massive economic recovery plan later this morning. Mr. Obama says he'll clamp down on federal programs, including Social Security and Medicare. Joel Brown is in Washington with all the details. Good morning, Joel.
Michelle, good morning to you. Mr. Obama's economic plan is still a work in progress, but with the nation still split on just how to fix the crisis, the president-elect heads out now to begin selling his proposals. President-elect Obama returns to the podium today to call for quick action on the nation's sinking economy.
We have an economic situation that is dire, and we're going to have to jumpstart this economy with my economic recovery plan.
Mr. Obama will deliver his remarks at George Mason University in what aides are billing as a major address. He's expected to offer more details on his stimulus plan that some say could cost nearly $800 billion. The package would include $300 billion in tax cuts and create or save 3 million jobs. Yesterday, for the first time, Mr. Obama hinted at a price tag.
It will be on the high end of our estimates.
For weeks, the president-elect has been huddling with his economic team, hashing out details of a plan. Now, with a new Congress seated and his inauguration less than 2 weeks away, the pressure's on to get something done, and fast.
We're going to be inheriting a $1 trillion+ dollar deficit. And if we do nothing, then we will continue to see red ink as far as the eye can see.
And the economic news isn't getting any better. The government's official labor report is due out tomorrow. A recent survey says employers cut nearly 700,000 more jobs in December. That would push the unemployment rate to 7%, the highest in 15 years. So the president's economy speech slated for 11 a.m. in suburban Virginia. Then his economic team heads back here to Capitol Hill to sit down with the Senate Finance Committee to start hashing out details of the plan. Michelle.
Joel, some of Mr. Obama's tax cut proposals are already drawing fire. What can you tell us about that?
Well, you know, Michelle, tax cuts were supposed to help unify lawmakers behind this plan, but two of his proposals here, one, a big tax credit for companies who create new jobs, is drawing fire. Another one that would allow some companies to deduct recent losses from their taxes is also drawing criticism as expensive, ineffective, not to mention invitations for abuse.
Oh, Jill Brown in Washington, thank you. In Seoul, South Korea, farmers and police clashed this morning. South Korean farmers want their government to resume humanitarian food shipments to North Korea. South Korea stopped sending aid to the north last year. The farmers plan to send their own shipment of rice tomorrow. On the CBS News Money Watch, stock markets in Asia snapped a New Year's rally this morning. Claire Lake is in New York with more. Good morning, Claire.
Good morning to you, Michelle. That's right. The New Year's rally came to an abrupt halt in Asia overnight. Japan's Nikkei and Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index both slid 4%. The drumbeat of bad corporate news stoked new fears about the global recession. Computer maker Lenovo warned it will lose money in the fourth quarter. It's also slashing 11% of its workforce. The losses in Asia come on the heels of a big plunge on Wall Street yesterday. News that the job market is getting worse, sent the Dow plummeting 245 points to 8769. Its worst showing in more than a month. The Nasdaq lost 53 points. The price of oil took a nosedive after the government reported the supply is way up. Oil fell more than 12%, the biggest loss since just after 9/11. As Joel mentioned, pink slips are piling up when the Labor Department's barometer on layoffs comes out this morning. It's expected to show that the number of Americans filing for first-time unemployment benefits rose to 540,000, up from 492,000 in the previous week. Continuing claims are projected to stay at a 26-year high. That doesn't bode well for the government's closely watched December jobs report due out tomorrow. The unemployment rate is expected to have soared to 7% last month. Michelle?
Claire, are we expecting more bad news from the nation's retailers today?
Yes, we are, Michelle. The major chain stores will report their December sales figures, and the holiday season is expected to go down as the worst in 40 years. The Gap is expected to report a 9% drop in sales last month. Nordstrom will post a 13% decline. Michelle?
Wow. Claire Lake in New York, thank you. Well, just ahead this morning, double weather trouble. Massive flooding from rain and snow melt in Washington state. And in Colorado, high winds fan wildfires and force evacuations. First, though, Katie Couric has a preview of tonight's CBS Evening News.
Making big money on YouTube. Find out how some people are actually earning 6 figures on the popular internet site. So that story and more tonight, only on the CBS Evening News.
Imagine Imagine relaxing to the world's most beautiful music. Imagine 100 of the most soothing melodies of all time. Now, Time Life proudly brings you 100 classics for relaxation on 5 CDs for a very special price. You'll hear more than 5 hours of masterpieces by the world's greatest composers. Call now to get 100 classics for relaxation on 5 CDs for just $24.99. But wait, order in the next 10 minutes with your credit card and we'll cut the price to just $9.99. That's right, you'll get 5 relaxing CDs for the incredible price of $9.99. Then preview other beautiful classical CDs. Satisfaction guaranteed. So call now and get 100 classics for relaxation on 5 CDs for just $9.99.
Call 1-800-568-9235 to order 100 classics for relaxation on 5 CDs for just $9.99 plus shipping and handling when you call in the next 10 minutes with your credit card. Call now.
A violent confrontation overnight in the streets of downtown Oakland, California during a protest against a police shooting on New Year's Day. In that incident, an officer shot and killed a man who was lying face down on a transit platform. The protesters want criminal charges filed against the officer. Wildfires forced evacuations of more than 900 homes in Boulder, Colorado. At least 3 wind-driven grass fires threaten the city and outlying homes and ranches northwest of Denver. Dozens of horses were led to safety as the flames advanced. Firefighters blame the biggest fire on power lines knocked down by high winds. In the soggy Pacific Northwest, near record snows have given way to heavy rains and violent winds. In the Yakima area, some big rig truckers had more wind than they could handle. The semi was sent into the guardrail, and near the coast, rain and melting snow caused widespread flooding. Tens of thousands of people have been forced from their homes, with rain expected to continue today. High water and threats of mudslides forced the closure of dozens of highways in Washington state. This extreme weather in the Northwest has many towns underwater, but some of the worst flooding is in Suquamish, south and east of Seattle. Gary Horscher of our Seattle station KIRO TV has more.
Plowing through deep and raging floodwaters, rescuers taking a big risk themselves, carrying people and their pets to high ground after firefighters pulled them from their homes by boat.
Hi there.
Kelly Bennett's beagles were among the last few rescuers could reach.
The water started coming in, our power went out, and then just got spooked, so we called, and they came and brought a boat and took our animals and brought us over here. So you guys did a great job. We really appreciate it.
Dozens who would have been trapped in complete darkness in rising waters are grateful to be out. Earlier in the day, people were warned to leave Snoqualmie, but folks in higher areas never thought it would come to this.
It was just like 1 minute it's like half an inch, and the next thing you know, it's up to the 3 feet, 4 feet deep.
All the roads are closed. Yeah, the water's probably 3 feet deep at the Highway 202 in the Parkway.
People come up to you and they don't believe it.
No, they're totally shocked because they haven't seen it. I mean, it's been almost 20 years since we've had a flood like this.
If Snoqualmie police were to allow drivers past the roadblock, this is what they would start running into. This is the junction of Highway 202. It becomes the main street in downtown Snoqualmie. Right where I'm standing, it's up to my ankles, but a few hundred yards beyond my back, it'd be up to my waist.
I had a voicemail that I got at work saying that they were evacuating. And I was able to call friends then to see how bad was bad.
How bad was bad?
Bad.
My My name is Liam, and this is my Eggo. I try to beat Dad to the last Eggo chocolate chip waffle in the box. I put blueberries, bananas, and a little syrup on it and call it the You Snooze, You Lose.
There's only one way to eat an Eggo, your way.
Lego my Eggo.
When you have a cold, you want something that makes you feel warmer, more comfortable, and something that makes you feel better. New Tylenol warming liquids relieve your painful cold symptoms to help you rest easier and give you a gentle, warming sensation. So not only do you feel warmer, you feel better all over.
Every Folgers Mountain Grown bean is evenly roasted, so you'll wake up to more rich, pure taste.
Working in a hospital means lots of hand washing.
And extremely dry skin. Gold Bond Ultimate Healing Lotion. 7 intensive moisturizers, 3 vitamins, plus healing aloe for healthy skin. Can your lotion do that?
This stuff really works.
Amazing holidays. I shopped, I cooked, I ate, and now I'm a little irregular.
Don't you eat Activia?
No, it's just me.
Well, then it's time for a new you. Take the Activia New You Challenge now. It works or it's free. Activia.
Here's a look at the weather in some cities around the country. New York, mostly cloudy, 39. Miami, sunny and 74. Chicago, partly sunny and 27. Denver, mostly sunny and 64. And Los Angeles, sunny and 67. Time now for a check on the national forecast. The latest satellite picture shows a strong storm system pushing through the mid-Atlantic and Northeast. Elsewhere, heavy rain and wind continues to batter parts of the Pacific Northwest. Flood warnings continue. Later today, the wet weather will come to an end in the Pacific Northwest, but snow showers and windy conditions are expected across much of the mid-Atlantic and Northeast as a small storm system pushes through. Temperatures are expected to be largely in the 20s and 30s. Cold one. In sports, the Lakers had to struggle for their 7th win in 8 games. Pau Gasol put LA ahead of the Warriors with a jumper in the lane in the 4th quarter. Then Jamal Crawford pulled Golden State within 3 points with a layup. But Gasol and his 33 points were just too much. The Lakers beat the Warriors in Oakland, 114-106. Detroit's Tayshaun Prince pulled the Pistons into a 4th quarter tie at Portland. Travis Outlaw put the Trailblazers up with just 8 seconds left. The Pistons couldn't sink the game winner as Portland snapped Detroit's 7-game winning streak, 84-83. Von Wafer hit a 3-pointer with 44 seconds left as the Rockets took the lead against the Celtics in Boston. Yao Ming scored 26 points, including the final 2, as Houston beat the slumping Celtics 89-85. And Danny Granger hit a 3-pointer at the buzzer as the Pacers beat the Suns 113-110. Phoenix saw its 3-game win streak ended. Indiana broke a 7-game losing streak to the Suns. When we come back, the conflict in the Middle East opens a new front. Plus, all the presidents at lunch, an historic gathering at the White House.
Attention, diabetics with Medicare.
If you're a diabetic, I have news that could change your life. USA Medical has a new and nearly pain-free way to test your blood glucose. No more painful finger pricks. This new meter allows you to test on your arm or your palm, and it's virtually pain-free. But that's not all. It talks.
Your blood glucose reading is 97.
Seeing and hearing your reading helps confirm accuracy. Best of all, USA Medical will send you one.
I made the call. USA Medical handled everything. The meter and my testing supplies showed up at the front door. Couldn't be easier.
With USA Medical, you can get all your diabetic supplies delivered to your door. They pay shipping, they work with Medicare and your doctors, and they handle the paperwork.
I don't test on my fingers anymore. I use my arm and I can barely feel it. And I love how this meter talks to me.
Your blood glucose reading is 103.
Change the way you test. Call USA Medical.
In order to prepare your taxes, I'll need to get some general financial information from you, like your W-2s, 1099s, Social Security numbers, and full names and dates of birth for you and all your dependents.
Before you share your financial information with anyone, check them out. Florida licensed CPAs are educated, tested, regulated by the state of Florida, and must be recertified every 2 years. Make sure your finances are in good hands. Check your CPA's credentials today at myfloridalicense.com.
I saw from watching this.
I got a meeting.
Say goodbye to the stigma of smoking.
Florida Quit Line, can I help you?
Yes. Be free. Quit today at 877 You Can Now or FloridaQuitline.com.
On the CBS Morning News, here's a look at today's weather. The Pacific Northwest will get another round of heavy rain and wind. Elsewhere, snow showers and breezy conditions are expected across the Northeast as a small storm system sweeps through the region. Here's another look at this morning's top stories. Wild winds and relentless rain are causing all kinds of problems in Washington state. There's widespread flooding and avalanches. The weather is expected to improve later today. And President-elect Barack Obama plans to unveil details of his economy recovery plan this morning. Mr. Obama says unprecedented cuts in federal programs are required. The Middle East is one obvious hotspot, and the conflict there may be widening. This morning, Israeli troops and militants in Lebanon exchanged fire. Meanwhile, the Israeli offensive in Gaza resumed after yesterday's brief truce. Today, Egypt holds separate peace talks with Israel and Hamas. Dominic Waghorn of Britain's Sky News has more.
From our position here on the border with Gaza, we've seen more rockets being fired into Israel from Gaza. But what's really worrying Israel today are these reports and the news of a number of Katyusha rockets being fired from the northern border, over the northern border in southern Lebanon into northern Israel, near the town of Nahariya. That's a seaside town near the border with Lebanon, and at least 3 rockets, possibly 5, came down. One of them came down near an old people's home, lightly injuring 2 elderly women, we're told. The Israelis are flying over the border with their Air Force jets and also have ordered everybody in the northern border region into shelters. The big question is, who fired these rockets, of course? Was it a Palestinian splinter group? A group like that did a year and a half ago fire rockets into northern Israel, just a handful. Or is it Hezbollah, a much more formidable enemy for Israel on its northern border? It has thousands of Katyusha rockets and other longer range missiles. The longer we go on without any more rockets coming, the less likely it's Hezbollah, but it's a big concern for Israel today. Dominic Waghorn, Sky News for CBS News on the Israeli border with Gaza.
Well, Mr. Obama has enlisted 3 veteran foreign policy experts to advise him on some of the world's hotspots. They're former UN Ambassador Richard Holbrooke, Dennis Ross, who served as Special Mideast Envoy under President Clinton, and Richard Haas, President of the Council on Foreign Relations. All 3 will report directly to Mr. Obama. And talk about your power lunch. Former Presidents Carter, Bush, and Clinton joined President Bush and President-elect Obama at the White House yesterday. They said the President's Club convened to prepare Mr. Obama for what to expect when he takes office.
One message that I have, and I think we all share, is that we want you to succeed. Whether we're a Democrat or Republican, we care deeply about this country.
For me to have the opportunity to get advice, good counsel, and fellowship with these individuals is extraordinary, and I'm very grateful to all of them.
The lunch lasted about 90 minutes and was held in a small dining room off of the Oval Office. This morning on The Early Show, actress Anne Hathaway. I'm Michelle Miller, and this is the CBS Morning News.
I run daycare out of my home. It's very exhausting, and all that stress can make me run down and weaken my body's defenses. I drink Dan Active every morning, and I love it. Dan Active makes me feel like I'm doing something for me and them.
Help strengthen your body's defenses.
It's Macy's first one-day sale of the year, Saturday, with a preview Friday. Save 50 to 75% on winter and holiday clearance. Macy's one-day sale.
Revolutionary Olay Ribbons Body Wash wraps you in 2 separate ribbons. The white ribbon cleanses. The pink ribbon moisturizes for satiny, smooth skin. Experience a world of deep moisture. Olay Ribbons Body Wash.
My name is Gabby, and this is my Eggo. I start with a toasty Nutri-Grain waffle and put on some kiwi and pineapple and drizzle on some honey. Only then can it be called my garden of goodness.
There's only one way to eat an Eggo. Your way.
Lego my Eggo.
Netting Barn has the largest selection of the world-famous Tempur-Pedic at the guaranteed lowest discount prices. You gotta feel it to believe it. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
In Florida, Davie, Tamarack, Deerfield Beach, Boynton Beach, and West Palm Beach.
When you think of ultrasound, you probably think of pregnant women, right? That's only the tip of the iceberg. Diagnostic ultrasound technicians also check patients for problems of the heart, abdomen, and more. And the career field is growing as more doctors use ultrasound instead of x-rays. So if you want a career where you can help people and be in demand, call ATI for career training. The number is on your screen. Call ATI right now. One call can change your life. Call now.
Bedding Barn celebrates the American spirit with the greatest names in bedding and linens. You'll flip over Sealy, Stearns & Foster, Latex, Serta, Spring Air, Two-Sided Englander, Tempur-Pedic, Ralph Lauren, Serta, and more at the lowest discount prices.
In Florida, Davie, Tamarack, Deerfield Beach, Boynton Beach, and West Palm Beach.
Robin Williams, Ellen DeGeneres, Queen Latifah, and Dancing with the Stars. They were all winners at the 35th Annual People's Choice Awards here on CBS. Other winners last night included Reese Witherspoon, favorite female movie star, Carrie Underwood, favorite female singer, 2.5 Men, favorite TV comedy, and of course The Dark Knight, which won 5 awards, including favorite superhero for Christian Bale as Batman.
Thank you very, very much. And on behalf of all of the cast from the movie, thank you very much to the fans. And here's to Heath.
Bale was, of course, saluting Heath Ledger, who played the Joker in the movie and who died a year ago at the age of 28. And gadget lovers are getting a look at all the latest stuff this week at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. Drew Levinson is there to give us a look inside. Good morning, Drew.
Well, good morning, Michelle. This show opens in just a few hours, and once again, we are seeing some really cool and neat devices, some of which could be on your store shelves very soon.
For gadget freaks, this is paradise. TVs are thinner, toys are smarter. Just about every new electronic device is here.
Put the glasses on, and the game actually pops off the screen now.
NVIDIA's glasses turn your video computer games into 3D.
Pretty cool. Pops off the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Cool stuff.
Clarion's got a global positioning device on steroids.
Well, it'll get you where you're going, and when you're there, you can use this to browse the web and do social networking, MySpace, and YouTube.
What you see here could soon be the next big thing, including this watch phone with media player from LG.
Honest to gosh, Dick Tracy technology finally arriving.
The electronics industry is feeling the economic pinch. These companies know most people won't spend their disposable income on what they want, but they will spend it on what they need.
They must have digital television. Next month, the old analog sets won't work. And the other need to have is the smartphone.
They aren't all that expensive, especially with the carrier subsidy. And today, if you don't have a smartphone, you're starting to feel behind very quickly.
But make no mistake about it, this show is still all about the coolest things out there. And this show is full of whiz-bang stuff.
Really, really great stuff out there, Michelle. You know, so many things, so little time to play with.
So little time. Well, what's really different from years past, Drew?
Well, one of the things that we are seeing is, once again, the economy is playing a role here. There are fewer vendors and fewer people coming out to this show. Some of the vendors have had to stay home, others scaled back, but it is still a very big and exciting show.
All right, Drew Levinson from the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. We'll have more on the early show with Natalie Del Conte. And that does it for the CBS Morning News this Thursday. We thank you for being here with us, and we hope you'll join us later for the early show. I'm Michelle Miller. You have a great day.
For news 24 hours a day, log on to cbsnews.com.
CBS News is very good news.
Coming up, get a New Year money makeover. How you can pay off your debt, clean up your credit, and start saving. New year, new you. Coming up on the early show on CBS.
Saturday, in your face football. Ravens and Titans. Sunday, a brutal battle. Chargers and Steelers. It's playoff time. This weekend on CBS. Don't miss the premiere of Flashpoint. CBS Friday.
Good morning, South Florida. I'm Jim Barron.
And I'm Cynthia Demas. Here's what's making news right now. The Florida Gators versus the Oklahoma Sooners. Nice hair, dude. We are live with how fans are gearing up before tonight's big BCS championship game.
I'm Lisa Gonzalez in the Storm Center. Let you know what the weather's going to be like for the game. Also, we are waking up with a dense fog advisory and much cooler temperatures. Details in your full forecast straight ahead.
President-elect Barack Obama is full steam ahead with his stimulus plan, what he could say later this morning about jump-starting the nation's economy.
Money is also on the minds of local leaders. We're live with how Florida's budget cuts could affect your child's classroom.
CBS 4 News This Morning starts right now.
From Miami-Dade, Broward, and the Keys, this is South Florida's CBS 4 News.
It is 5 a.m. on Thursday, January 8th, a big night in town for so many people, present company included.
Yay!
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jim Barron.
And I'm Cynthia Demas, only wore a little orange. Didn't want to be too, I don't want the Gator haters to hate me. You know what I'm saying?
You don't care.
I'm trying neutral. See my neutral?
Sure, that's
beige
neutral,
here?
all right.
Lisa Gonzalez is here now with our first forecast. We got a lot of people in from out of town for a big football game. We hope the weather's going to be nice.
Oh, the weather is going to be spectacular, much cooler, and in fact, we are enjoying cool temperatures to start off this morning. But also, we are dealing with very cool moisture that has led to a fog advisory in effect until 8 a.m. for Metro Broward County and also for Metro Miami-Dade County. And visibility is way down. Let's take a look at where you're going to be encountering some of this dense fog. The worst of it is in West Kendall, where you can see visibility is down to 0. You can only see as far as 1 mile in Pembroke Pines, and in Homestead and looking northwest Fort Lauderdale, only as far as 4 miles. The rest of the area is closer to the coast. Right now, visibility looking good. But chilly weather, that's the other big weather story. You need to bundle up and wear your sweater, whether it's orange, blue, or maybe you're here representing Oklahoma. But here the temperatures right now, much cooler. West Kendall 54, 60s closer to the coast. But we are going to see plenty of sunshine once the fog lifts. Going to be a beautiful day, 75 this evening, 66. We'll take a look at that BCS game championship forecast coming up and what we're expecting for the rest of the week into the weekend. Right now, Christina Loren with a look at your traffic. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning to you, Lisa. Yeah, because of that zero visibility, you want to take it very cautiously if you're waking up in cities like Homestead, Kendall this morning, and that means that it's going to kind of look unfamiliar to you in some areas. Just take it very slow this morning, leave a good space cushion between you and the car ahead of you, and just be advised that you could have perfect visibility when you leave your front door and then lose it on the highway. Let's go ahead and talk about what we're facing for tonight. Expect heavier than normal congestion for the evening rush. Things are all looking good right now. We have no accidents to report, but the Turnpike and the Palmetto tonight will be jam-packed due to tonight's game. It starts at 8, but we're expecting people to start tailgating right